Okay, let's quickly talk about meditation. This is not a video where I want to promote that you have to meditate or how to meditate. Just some quick information about what is happening on the long run with your brain, because there are actually practical changes. Some parts are getting bigger in your brain, some parts are getting smaller, or they work less good, some others work better. Because your brain is always working according to the principle, use it or lose it. So think about it, you maybe read books for a few weeks every morning for an hour. In the beginning it's emotionally difficult and it's hard, and then you build a habit, it gets easier to focus on the words and understand what is there. And why is it getting easier? Because your brain changes. Some synapses were built, some more cells, some parts are working more effectively. And this is what is happening always in your brain. If you chill on the couch, your brain is adapting to that. Use it or lose it. Some small parts, brain parts are getting smaller, which you don't use. Others which you use are getting bigger or working better. It's also called neuroplasticity, that your brain is always changing. And with meditation, I mean, you focus on something, maybe on your hand, maybe on your food. A lot of people focus on your breath. So you just focus maybe on your nose also. What's happening here? And when stimuli come up or you think about something, you just come back and focus again. This is what I mean with meditation. And now I just talk about some examples. This is not a holistic video, but some major changes that are actually happening in your brain. So first of all, the anterior cingulate cortex, the ACC, I'm trying to show you some pictures somewhere here, is rather here in the front of your brain, but not very much in the front. And this is responsible for your attention and also switching attention. So when a stimuli is coming up and you don't want to put your attention there, but more stay here, it works better. Also, this brain part is more responsible for living in the now and not always think about the future and the past and worry about that or be afraid of those. So more live in the now, switch your attention much better. This brain part is getting bigger or sometimes even more dense, so it's just working more effectively. This is the point here. Also, your prefrontal cortex in the very front. This is basically your rational thinking, also inhibiting yourself, saying no, I don't eat chocolate now. In general, having discipline. This brain part, the cortical thickness, is getting thicker and is working better. So you can concentrate also better on things and be more diligent. Also, your amygdala, responsible for your fear in your emotional system within your brain, is becoming smaller. So you're not so much afraid. Makes sense, you're living more in the now. Fear is always about the future. You're living more in the now, you're not so much afraid, you don't need this brain part so much, your brain thinks. So I'm not using it so much, it's getting smaller. So you're also not able to be so reactive and fearful. Also, those three examples I gave you now, the ACC, the prefrontal cortex, and the amygdala, have three things in common. In general, being less reactive to life. Stimuli is coming up, no, you're not switching the attention. No, you're having the discipline to stay here. Maybe fear is coming up, but you're not so reactive to this fear and becoming very much fearful. You can more inhibit this, or fear is not coming up so much. So outer stimuli are happening, stressors are coming, but not this leaf in the wind floating around. Just some side effects here. Also the hippocampus, also in your emotional brain area, but it's very much responsible for storing information, your memory. This part is getting bigger, so your memory is working better. By the way, if you're depressed, your hippocampus, responsible for the memory, can shrink up to 25%, so it's getting smaller. And that's why also depressed people are so bad in school, because they can't discipline themselves so much. There are some other reasons here involved, but also the hippocampus is becoming smaller and they can't use their memory so well. That's why they're often doing bad in school or university when they're depressed. Also other reasons involved, of course, I'm not going too much in depth here, but it just maybe shows you that meditation might be even working like an antidepressant. It can make you more happy actually. Not saying this is the only solution to life and to your depression if you're depressed, but maybe it might be one of the tools which help you change your brain again and live a better life. And lastly, it's the insula. This part is responsible for perceiving your body sensations and the self-awareness of what is happening within your body physically, but also mentally, feeling, oh, I'm feeling a little bit stressed now. So it might be also related to this part. And this works better. So everything is becoming bigger except of the amygdala, the stress part, becoming smaller regarding the examples I'm listing here. So the insula, responsible for your self-awareness, you can perceive your body and your mind better. You're more aware about this. In general, your brain is slowing, it's aging slower. And also even your genes change. So your genes not only change within the evolution if you have sex with somebody and you have a new child, but also throughout your lifespan, your genes are constantly changing. Again, according to the principle, use it or lose it. So if you meditate, there are also some positive effects shown regarding your genetics. Now, just here are some few examples which might be interesting for some people. It was blowing my mind when I realized, wow, your brain is really changing and you can train. It's like a muscle. It's literally like a muscle. Go to the gym and train the biceps. The biceps is becoming bigger. Don't train it, it's becoming smaller. Same with the brain. Question is maybe now, why don't people meditate? It makes fully sense to do it. Why don't people use 10 minutes every day, 20 minutes every day? Makes them more happy, more focused. They can get those 20 minutes easily back by focusing, by working more focusedly. Why don't people do that? And this is just because it's emotionally difficult. You get bored during meditation, you get frustrated, you get tired, you get maybe even stressed. I want to move now, I have to do something. And this is difficult. And sometimes you have days which go really well, you meditate, you really feel an ease and it's going well. And then you can use this mindfulness that you build up in the meditation also throughout the day. And then sometimes there are days which are bad and it's just unfocused and you don't take anything with you. But this is the journey, you know, if you want to change your brain, if you want to get a bigger biceps, you can't just train once a month. It's very useful to do this even every single day, for example in the morning, meditate. And then on the long run, it's emotionally difficult, that's why people don't do this. But on the long run, you relearn this reflex of not being so reactive to life. So just give it a try. Be prepared that it will be emotionally difficult, but that's exactly the part. You know, when it's emotionally difficult and you want to do something or you think about something else again and you realize that, that's the part when you basically lift the weight. I'm relearning the reflex. I'm putting myself in another direction. No, I'm still sitting here. I'm not shaking. I'm not scratching now because I'm not so reactive. This is when you lift the weight. This is the perfect moment when you realize, oh, I'm somewhere else with my mind. I'm coming back. Lifting. Bigger brain in those brain parts we talked about, smaller amygdala. You know, brain is changing. Giving the signal, oh, something needs to change here. And if you want to change something, you need to put effort into this, right? Same with the gym, you can't have an easy journey in the gym, you have to push yourself. The same with meditation. Just some quick information. I hope you enjoyed it and gained some insights, maybe even gained some motivation to give it a try for 1 or 2 weeks every single day for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. You can also do guided meditation. And yeah, I'm not talking about how to build a habit. I have videos about how to build habits. You can check them out as well. And yeah, if you liked the video, give a thumb up and also comment below because it just makes the video more visible. It shows the YouTube algorithm that this is a nice video and it shares it more often, other people see it. Also subscribe. I release videos every single week and I wish you a nice journey of meditation or otherwise a good day, and I will see you next week.
Moving like the speed of sound. Feet can keep on the ground. Can't stay in one place.